Welcome back to Men's Health Live. We're the guys who bring you Men's Health Magazine and menshealth.com. You can, of course, find us online. Of course, our website is menshealth.com, but you can find Men's Health Live at menshealth.com/radio. We're on iTunes, iHeartRadio, TuneIn. So we're on all your favorite digital platforms, in addition to being on this fine radio station. And, Peter, there was this really, frankly, horrible letter that came in from one of our Men's Health readers.
Yeah, we're not only on all those platforms, we're in the bathroom this week.
Yeah. So one of our readers, Jeff, from Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Jeff, I hope you don't get in trouble for this. But he wrote in and asked this question. He said, and Peter, I'm pretty sure this was not about you or I. Well, I won't speak for you. It's not about me. Jeff wrote in and said, I've noticed my coworker doesn't wash his hands after going to the bathroom. Should I call him out? And I don't know the answer, and I'm guessing, Peter, you probably don't either. So we tapped our good friend Richie Freeman, who's the author of Reply All and Other Ways to Tank Your Career, to help us sort this out. Richie, welcome to the show.
Thanks so much for having me.
So Jeff here is noticing that his coworker keeps going to the bathroom and coming out without washing his hands. And what should Jeff do other than avoid shaking this guy's hand?
Well, interestingly enough, Jeff is not alone. This is actually a very common thing that happens in the office a lot. And it's not just in the office bathroom, there's the office gym bathroom too, which is a whole nother disgusting world of germs.
So there's some people who go work out and don't shower. Is that not just washing hands, but washing the entire body?
Well, I think, that too, but I've seen it and had many emails also sent my way more about the fact that it is a person that goes to the gym and they're in the bathroom and they got the weight gloves, they go to the urinal, they don't wash their hands. It's like disgusting.
Wow. Okay.
And then
they go out and sweat on the equipment.
Yeah, and there's the guys who don't swab down the bench as well, which is also a peeve. So we've got all these bodily fluids that are interfering with things, Richie.
Yeah, and
exactly.
I want to interject before we get to Jeff's letter. Just you brought up something really interesting, which is, you could tank your career in the company gym too, not just in the office. But maybe we'll get to that later. Let's get back to Jeff, the bathroom, and his coworker who's not washing his hands. What should Jeff do here?
Okay, so this is a really touchy subject, not just because it's this guy that Jeff is working with and those people that we're talking about, beating around the bush a little bit, are rather gross people to be around on a daily basis. But this is something that you really got to take seriously, and not just from a germaphobe standpoint or an etiquette standpoint. I mean, this is something that's really going to wreck somebody's professional career, like you said. I mean, what if it was your boss that saw somebody who didn't wash their hands? I wouldn't want somebody going to meet clients or customers or,
You're not getting invited to lunch if you don't wash your hands.
Not at all. Not at all. But the one thing I tell people is that you really got to have a soft approach to it. And one thing I recommend is that you go back, you type up a letter, don't handwrite it, and put something on the mirror above the sink that says, just a reminder, it's flu season, please wash your hands. Just a friendly thing, don't sign your name, but someone's got to do that. Now, whether or not that's going to take it 100%, at least it does something. It reminds somebody like, oh, okay, well, look, I'm not a big fan of washing my hands, but it's flu season, so why the heck not? Let's give it a shot and see what happens. That's kind of another way, it's just another ping in their brain to say, okay, I'm looking in the mirror, I'm looking at the sink, I'm looking at the sign. Let me just try to go ahead and wash my hands rather than walk right by.
So I've noticed you so far have not told us to actually approach the coworker. We're talking with Richie Freeman. He's the author of the book Reply All and Other Ways to Tank Your Career. So obviously we're trying to help you build your career instead of tanking it. And we got a letter from Jeff, who's a Men's Health reader, who said he has a coworker who does not wash his hands when he leaves the bathroom. And Richie, you have not said approach the coworker and tell him he should be washing his hands.
Well, and no, and I'll tell you why. And there is one situation where you can, but let's look at it as if it's a person that it's a breakdown situation. Let's look at it as a person where you may not know them directly, or you may not be as friendly with them. So you're going to kind of do a roundabout way to draw attention to it and take it upon yourself to do so. But there is a situation where, let's say, I am friends with the person who doesn't wash their hands, and I see them on a regular basis, and I feel comfortable even talking to them. You know, that's when you're going to got to man up, go up to them, and really pull them aside and let them know, like, hey, I'm just curious. You know, I saw you not wash your hands the other day. Look, I get if you don't want to do it, but, you know, I heard the other day that so-and-so was talking about how they're a real big germaphobe, and, you know, that's a big boss. You don't want to upset them. You know, you got to kind of make up a, you know, create some kind of zone if you don't want to hurt the person's feelings. You know, and that's another level of the comfortability. And if you're really, really comfortable with a person, I mean, really like, look, we're best buds, we hang out all the time, I can tell you, I can call you out on all your kind of stuff, that's when you can open up and say to the person, look, this is not good. You got to wash your hands. I saw it, but somebody else might have seen it.
Cautionary tale here. We had a guy here at Men's Health Magazine who was kind of famous for not only not washing his hands, but he also failed to flush often.
Oh.
I know. Okay.
What's his name?
No, I'm not going to say that. Anyway, we did confront him. I mean, this is a health magazine, and you have to do that stuff if you work for a health magazine. We're all aware of what the cost is.
Well, can we just clarify? You have to do that stuff even if you don't work for a health magazine.
Yeah, but I mean, there's even more cause here for a confrontation, and we did confront him. He doesn't work here any longer.
Yeah, because of that, or was that?
Well, it was part of a constellation of offenses against, you know, he was a guy who just generally had very poor manners, and we had a hard time fitting him in the office here, and he doesn't work here now.
So that's interesting. I mean, Richie Freeman's here. He wrote the book Reply All and Other Ways to Tank Your Career. So if you think not washing your hands isn't going to hurt your career, we just heard a real live example, and Richie's been talking about others. Richie, stay there. We're going to